If you're looking for the answers, I still don't have them. But what I do have is a particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people who mislead, misinform, or misrepresent the sports card industry. So if you don't do that, I'll let it go. But if you do, I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about you today, so stay tuned. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Sports Card Investigator. My name is Andy. I am the aforementioned Sports Card Investigator, and welcome back to you guys. Really appreciate it. So you guys know that I watch as much content as I possibly can. I know I'm a glutton for punishment. I just love getting a feel what's out there, putting my finger on the pulse of the hobby. So I recently came across a content provider, and he was talking about a product, and it really caught my attention. Last week, we spoke about the gold rush and how people that were successful in the gold rush looked at the big picture. They saw needs, they saw opportunities, they filled those gaps. Maybe they improved on an existing product. In essence, maybe built a better mousetrap, which is cool. And that's what happened here. So I'm excited to share with you guys on the next episode. I'm going to have the owner, inventor of this new product, and we are going to discuss, and I'll talk to him, and we'll see how he came up with it and what his plans are for the future. We're going to do some giveaways and have a lot of fun. And I think that's what's called a tease. So next week, make sure you guys stay tuned because I think you'll really find it fascinating and a worthwhile episode. In the beginning of every episode, I start off by giving my speech, my preamble, and talk about people that mislead, misinform, or misrepresent the sports card industry. I'm going to talk about you. And in discussing this week's episode with my son, going over and brainstorming, he said, why don't you talk about the lies and misinformation that you've seen in the industry? So today, we're going to do that. We'll talk about a few. And I will say that this just scratches the surface. I'm just going to maybe touch on 2 or 3. And if you guys have any that you want me to touch on, please, tell me in the contents. I'd be happy to do that. And maybe going forward, we'll do a lie or misinformation or misrepresentation of the week. We'll see how that goes. But let's do it. So anyway, first, misinformation, lie, I don't know, whatever you guys want to call it. Grading a card will increase its value. I know what you're going to say, Andy, that's not a lie. Grading a card does increase its value. Well, grading will increase a card's value. But to say that as a blanket statement with no qualifiers is simply not true. And it can, and no doubt, when done correctly after appropriate research, can be a good strategy. I employ it. And it could increase the value of the card. However, grading for the sake of grading on the advice of a content creator is not a good plan. It's a losing proposition, and a lot of people are going to find that out the hard way, and some, unfortunately, already have. And we talked about this in many episodes. Many factors come into play when you're considering submission for a card for grading. I spoke about this. There is rationale, and even now with the way grading is, the strategies that I've talked about, they're reevaluated, and a lot of them are out the window. Everything is in flux, and you guys know why. I've seen content creators regularly on a weekly basis, sometimes even on a semi-weekly basis, advise people to buy raw cards of a certain player, then tell them to grade them with the mind-numbing speculation that this card that we are going to send in will get a Gem Mint 10. And sometimes the assumption goes even further with no factual or educated basis that this card not only is going to go up in value, but it's going to return to the price it had a year and a half ago when it was at its highest price. And I will tell you with certainty that if you listen to that advice, you are going to lose. If you are buying cards to grade now, beyond this year's current class, and you cannot physically have that card in your hand and inspect it, you are going to lose. You can assume with certainty that those cards have already been cherry-picked, and if they were worth grading, then they will already have been graded or are in for grading. I recently heard a content creator say that you should shoot for a 30% gem mint rate. Nothing like aiming low, but if you were to do that, a 30% gem mint rate, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. If the price of the grading added to the price of the card plus 30% for overhead, taxes, fees, less than what you can sell that card for as a PSA 9, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to lose. It drives me nuts when I hear content creators say, buy a John Moran base rookie card. It's $45. Then send it to PSA. Then you'll get your PSA 10. Then you can sell it for $200. And if you wait and he's got a good season going, it could go up to $400 or $500, which he says with no factual basis at all. So once again, if you shoot for a 30% gem min rate, which I don't even get, you send in 3 cards. The cards cost $130, 45 times 3. Grading, $450, 150 times 3. We're in for $480. You get 110 and 2 9s. New value of those 3 cards, $340. Great. We're now in the red for $240. Is the content creator going to reimburse us for stupid, misleading misguidance? No. And by the way, on a side note, if you're not getting at least a 50% gem mint rate on a consistent basis on ultra modern cards, I hate to say it, but grading just may not be for you. And I've just scratched the surface on a lot of these statements I'm hearing about grading cards, and they are so dangerous. And some of them are just outright lies. And let me know in your comments about some grading misinformation. Be happy to talk about that on a future episode. So speaking of throwing away money, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. Lie number 2. Buying a repack is worth the risk. Should I even continue? Does this need defending? And I want to make it clear. I could care less if you buy repacks. Free will, right? But to categorize repacks as anything other than gambling or a horrendously bad risk is a lie. But don't take it from me. Let's hear what Ian has to say.
I want to make one thing clear. You guys should only purchase this product or any products like this if you're willing to lose money. This is strictly gambling. More people are going to lose money than those that are going to win money. Just keep that in mind. I don't want you guys, going out of your way, spending money that maybe you shouldn't spend and, not getting one of these chaser cards.
If that doesn't convince you to participate in repacks, then nothing will. Thank you, Ian. Ian has a very popular YouTube channel called If Sports Cards. They do breaks, product reviews. He does stuff with his wife. It's a great channel. Make sure you check out Ian. So for those of you who are new to the hobby or do not know what a repack is or how it works, let me explain it to you with an analogy. Okay, here we go. Here you see 36 trash cans. They represent 36, actually it's more like 40 or 42 trash cans, and they represent that amount of repacks. Now if you want to participate in buying a repack, you take your hard-earned cash and throw it into one of the trash cans. That should be it, but there is more. Once your money is tossed into the trash can, the person sends you some trash, but not just any old trash. The trash that he will be sending to you will be with what trash can corresponds with the number either you picked or you were randomly given. I'm sure there are strict monitoring safeguards in place, so there will be no funny business going on with your trash. You then hope that you beat all the odds and you'll be sent one of the few non-trash cards. These cards are the chase cards. Chase cards are what repackers bait you with. Just the thought that you can hit the jackpot and get a card that will be worth the risk or gamble is enough for people to toss their trash or their money into the trash can. And are the odds stacked against us? Against you? Because I'm not buying no repacks. Well, let's spin the roulette wheel. Select a number. The odds of you winning on this roulette wheel is 37 to 1. It is a way better chance of you winning or making your money back than on any repack. And that's fact. Some people do make money on repacks. The ones selling them. They are literally in a no-lose situation. They pass that loss to you. Risk exposure to repackers is non-existent. It's all reward. You ever wonder where that graded crap ends up? All those garbage, that graded fourth year inserts, those Bobo PSA 9s? Well, look no further. For God's sake, the grading costs more than the cards themselves. What a great, brilliant business model to give away all that crap and make a lot of money on it. You can rationalize it, or they can rationalize it by saying, yes, someone makes out good on it, but it's horrible. I've seen repacks go from a few bucks to over $1,000. I shit you not, $1,000. Feel free to disagree with me, free will and all, and I'm sure some of you will say, hey, I cashed in with a repack, and congratulations, it doesn't matter. It's a loser situation. And one last thing, we go on to our final lie. I talked to my friend Jordan about this, and I said, can you tell me one reason why repacks would be worth it? And he said it would be worthwhile if a repacker did it and donated all the money he made to charity. And for that, I would agree upon. But the odds of that happening are probably even higher of anyone making money on repacks. Moving on. Ripping boxes is a good idea. Never in our hobby at this time has a statement been more ridiculous. A lie, especially now. And I'm talking about retail and hobby. One caveat. If you want to rip a box for fun with no worry of losing money, then have at it. I've done it. I'll do it. When Ty comes in to visit, we sit down, we have a couple beers, rip some cards with zero expectation of making my money or his money or our money back. That is not a business proposition. That's just having fun. If you treat it as a business proposition, you are going to lose. I said lose a lot in this episode. And I have seen firsthand, and I have read horrific stories of lives ruined, marriages destroyed from guys ripping boxes. And if someone tells you it's a good idea, it's a good strategy to rip boxes, they are lying to you. They are lying to you. Question their motive immediately and then run away. Even money, they're selling boxes. One more thing, I have a question for you guys. It's kind of off subject. But I watched a bunch of rips and breaks and mostly retail stuff, which if you think about ripping retail or paying it, it's ridiculous. But people are paying good money for retail rips, which I don't understand. So anyway, I know the guys that do it have to hype it up, I guess. They got to yell and scream and amuse to keep people keep their whatever it is, their dopamine levels up. So they got it. Oh my god. So I'm watching one, and a guy pulls a Retail Select LaMelo Ball Retail Blue base card, a $10 card. Horrible. Well, it's not horrible, but is it worth the $99 risk that he paid to get into this retail break? But I digress. So anyway, the very excited Ripper yells a bunch of stuff, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Let's go!" So my question to all of you from an old man, I'm just curious. Where are we going? Where are we going? I mean, it's like, I don't get it. It just struck me as funny. I know, probably stupid, but everyone's yelling, "Let's go." I just want to know where we're going. Anyway, that's it for today. Had a fun time with this episode. Next episode, speaking of fun, is going to be great. Don't miss it. It is our 40th episode of the Sports Card Investigator. I'm going to have a special guest join me. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to give some stuff away. It's just a thank you to all of you for supporting this channel and getting us where we are. I can't believe it. It is just, it's amazing. I love doing this. I hope you guys enjoy the content. So with that, if you like what you see, hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you don't like what you see, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And until next time, take care.